Hello, my Chop Chop family. So today we are going to be learning how to make Mosa. Mosa is like plantain puff puff. So let us make puff puffy plantain inside. So in lukewarm water, we are going to go in with our yeast and some sugar. We are doing that to check if our yeast is active. So if that foams, that means our yeast is active. But if it does not foam, that means our yeast is not active. So in another bowl, you're going with your overripe plantains. I didn't use overripe plantains, and that's why it was a struggle for me to mash. I had to even turn it into a bigger bowl so that I can mash it properly. But if you use overripe plantain, this will be very easy. You can even make use of a blender to get a smoother consistency. When you've mashed that to your desired taste, in another bowl, you will now go in with all your ingredients. I made use of 4 cups of flour, some salt, and my already mashed plantain, my yeast mixture, which is foaming like you've seen. That means my yeast is active. Some milk, vanilla extract. You mix this together until it is in a smooth consistency. Please make sure that you do not add any other liquid to this mixture because we do not want our batter to be very runny and we don't also want it to be very thick. So I'm going to be leaving all the measurements in the comment section below so that you can either double the size or reduce. After mixing this, we are now going to cover up our batter and allow it to proof. We are going to allow it to rise for about 30 minutes, and this is what you are going to have. You can use a nylon or a cloth or towel, whatever you have. Then you punch that in so that the air releases, that is the air that has been accumulated in the period of waiting releases. Then we'll go over to fry. Please, when you're frying, make sure that you're not frying in very hot oil. We are not frying chicken, we are frying puff. I want to make sure that the inside of this our puff is done. Do you understand? So when you're frying, make sure that your oil is not very hot. At most, if you put your oil, allow it to, you know, get hot for about maybe 3 to 5 minutes. By the time you are seeing like little bubbles inside your oil, little bubbles, maybe like one or two, immediately put your butter in your oil and you fry that until it is golden brown. I used ice cream scoop for this because I cannot form that round shape that pastry chefs will form when they are frying their puff. And I mean, there's no pressure because this is for personal consumption. So if you're like me, do it however you want. I haven't had to use my hand at some point to see if I'll still get the shape. I mean, it tried to form the shape a little bit, but it wasn't so perfect. So I believe that with time, we'll practice more and I'll become perfect in that. And our masa is ready. The inside is done. This was very sweet and delicious. We'll be trying out this recipe. See you in our next video.